All right. A 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3. Girls just wanna have fun. Oh, girls just wanna have. That's all they really want.
Let's get the real podcast going.
Do it. All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Lex Talk About It, episode number 32. All right, as you could see, we have switched some things up a little bit tonight. We have the Lex Ladies in the house. Can I get a round of applause for the Lex Ladies? All right, Lex Ladies, let's take over. Right. Lena, I'm going to start off with you. Let's do some introductions. Tell us about yourself. Who are you?
I'm Maria Lena. I'm the business relationship manager and the top sales lady over here at Lexington.
Yeah.
And to my left of me, I have
Casey Melnick, the bank room coordinator, to my left.
Hi, I'm Nicolette, head of processing department and ISO relations over at Lexington. To my left, I have.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jessica. I'm also a processing coordinator here at Lexington. And here to my left, I have.
Hi, I'm Taylor. I'm the head of marketing.
Awesome. So, for episode number 32, I want to get into it.
introducing the number one podcast in the world, the Lexington Ladies!
So now we know who we all are. Lena, why don't you tell us about your role, what you do at Lexington as the number one sales lady that we have. Tell us about what you do all day.
Some would call me a dog. I'm out there on the floor.
Everyone would call you a dog, Lena. Come on.
You know it. I'm dialing the phones, I'm cold calling, and I'm selling business finance loans.
Awesome.
Lines of credit, working capital, equipment financing. I'm on the floor. I'm one of the dogs.
I love it.
Casey, what do you do?
I am looking at credit reports all day for all the applicants that want to be involved in Lexington. I either approve or deny them, depending on like what their credit report looks like. And yeah, that's about it.
Awesome. Love it. Love it. Great stuff. As head of processing department and head of ISO relations, I would say my main job, of course, is to maintain, facilitate all of our processing department managers to make sure everyone's, doing their daily tasks throughout the day, make sure they're on top of their roles. Another big role of mine, I would say, is maintaining the relationships with our ISO partners. So we work with around maybe 30, 40 alternative lenders in the alternative space for the MCA financing. So all day I'm talking with our lenders, communicating, building our relationships, maintaining our relationships, just making sure we have, everything in check. And Jess, what do you do?
And piggybacking off of that, I am actually Nicolette's processing coordinator, So I mainly focus on the lenders that deal with a portal submission. So if a lender uses a certain website to submit their applications, I'm the one that will qualify for them, and I will submit them through the portal lenders. And right now, that's pretty much it. Also, establishing relationships with our lenders as, learning the people that we're working with and emailing and just trying to keep everything on track and getting the applicants to look as best as we can to the lenders to get them the best possible deals that we can, because that's something that we're really passionate about, is like getting people the best deals, getting small businesses financing, just helping these small businesses really accelerate their business plans. So that's something that I take a lot of pride in my job personally.
We love that. Jess is the best. We love having her.
Thanks. Me and Nicolette work side by side together,
We
so
do.
literally she's watching me.
We watch each other.
Yep. And Taylor?
I'm in charge of all the media content and things you probably see on LinkedIn.
She's behind the red shirts, the red ties you see at the D-Bank events.
So we just try to put our face out as much as we can. We try to generate leads for the company and just try to push it as much as we can.
We love it.
Great job at it.
Yeah. I mean,
Honestly.
everyone loves your content. We were at the D-Banked event last week, I believe, Monday in New York City. I can't even tell you the amount of people that came up to me, the first thing out of their mouths, your content, your podcasts, your webinars, they love all of it. The red sticks out to everyone, the red shirts all over LinkedIn, Instagram. I know you all see it, and Taylor, you've done an amazing job with that.
Thank you.
It's the
Really
first thing
amazing.
everyone notices is our branding and our marketing, which is
you.
really important to us. I mean,
Absolutely.
everybody recognizes us with the red shirts.
Yeah, I have an
So I think
amazing
it's very
team behind
important.
me, so they're definitely awesome.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
A lot of people to, encourage us and keep us moving and just wanting to do the best at our jobs that we possibly can, because we really truly care about our business owners and even our team that we work with. Like these girls that I work with, we all work in different aspects of the business. So it's just like really cool to come together and see how each person works together to just create one outcome, is helping small to medium businesses.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. And it's a very nice environment just knowing that like you have a team of ladies that you could come work with every day, and like they're also your friends. It's very welcoming to come into work every day and to have like not even just the girls, like just the whole team in general. Like it's a
Yeah,
very
everyone.
friendly team. We do things together out of work. It's just not many offices and companies do have
Absolutely.
that kind of close relationship, so it's definitely a great thing that we have.
Big morale boost, like every weekend. Everyone's like,
Yeah.
what can we do together? How
We're
are
the
we?
fucking best!
Yeah.
Yeah, we are.
Lex on top.
We are.
Always,
Number
always.
one. But yeah, I think going off of that, I mean, the relationships we build in this office, they're everything to us. We're a family. Like Lena mentioned, on the weekends, yes, we're working, and of course, but we're also hanging out, having fun outside of work, which I think is very important to be able to
Rain
maintain-
party!
We had a rain party over the weekend. It was downpouring rain. This girl goes, Frankie, our CEO, goes, okay, should we move the party back to the office or should we stay outside? Lena goes, rain party!
Hell
She's so
yeah.
crazy. I love it.
And it was a great time. We were all
It was.
dripping wet, soaking wet in the rain, dancing, splashing each other with the freaking
was a
hose.
great
Just pulled the
time.
hose out. It was a great
It
time.
really was. I love
Absolutely.
it.
Especially with the kids. There were so many kids around.
Yeah.
Yes.
Just a couple kids, but but with the hose, that was the most fun. Spraying
I
them down with the
know.
hose, and also getting sprayed back was not that fun.
Not that fun.
It's a part of playing with
It's
children.
gonna happen.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
But I also think it's really cool. I mean, there's not many women in this industry, in the fintech industry. I think it's amazing how we have like a wide range of women just doing different things. I mean, Lena, you're in sales, Casey in the bank room, Jess and I in processing department on the alternative side of things, Taylor running marketing. I think that's awesome how diverse, our company is. We have women in every field here at every sector. We all get along great. Like I said, there's not many women in the industry, so it's just awesome that we can really just come together and have such great relationships. with each
Absolutely.
other.
And me personally, I am right now the only girl on the sales floor. So ladies, like, we're looking for more. Come
Yes,
join me.
where you at?
If I can do it, anyone can do it.
Exactly.
Hell yeah.
Some good talent. But with that being said, since we're all so different, what is it that brought us all here to Lexington?
Yes, let's hear it. Elena, start us off. What
So
brought you
me,
here?
I started first. I was a debt collector. I worked from home, so I was
Oh,
From
debt
home.
collector.
I did not know that.
I literally was sitting in my basement. I would be on the phones all day, so like I realized that I didn't mind being on the
Yeah.
phones. And I remember my manager said to me that like people be cursing me out. Like as a debt collector, they're obviously not very happy. Like they're in debt and they're not
course.
happy that you're calling them to try to pay something that they obviously don't want to pay because they didn't. So I'd be calling them and they'd be screaming at me, cursing me out. And my manager said that like it's just crazy. They'll yell at you and curse you, and you'll just be like, "And what's your credit card number?"
Seriously, you are the tough as nails on the phone.
She
Listening
really
to
is.
nothing gets you down. You always come in with like the most positive attitude, the most like best tone of voice too. Like even if someone's mad on the phone, you are turning them around with your positive
True.
attitude and just like
True.
really caring about them. Just like, I care about you. I want your business and I want you to tell me what's going on. Like you could hear Lena being like, "Did you make it to Kohl's? How's your mom?"
I love that you get so personable with your
It's
clients
awesome.
too. I mean, I think that's amazing. That's what every salesperson should be doing. Like how close you're getting with your clients, asking them these important questions.
100%, I agree. I think if you don't act like you care about them and ask questions about like their life, like no one's ever gonna want to open up to you or trust you with anything, especially taking out financing for the business. Like it's just not gonna work. And I feel like I always had like a good communication skills with people, and that came from a lot of my classes I took in college. Like, I did college. I obviously, like, I would not have liked to go to college, but I did, and I did get something out of it, and that's mostly my communication classes.
You graduated college?
I did.
Wow,
A
you're one of the
bachelor's
few
Round of
here.
applause.
Congrats. That's awesome.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, so I definitely learned a lot from my communications classes that stuck with me to be able to especially put it into this job. And then after I was a debt collector, I worked at Enterprise, and I was renting cars. And on the rental cars, you would have to sell, like, the car insurance so that people wouldn't have to go through their own insurance. And I was the top
that's
sales lady.
interesting.
They had a matrix to, like, measure your progress, like, it was across, like, New Jersey, Connecticut, and New York. And I was at, like, the top 5, like, every month. And I realized that, like, I wasn't even really getting anything out of it. Like, I was making my manager a lot of money, but, like, there was no commission there, and, like, I really wasn't getting anything out of it. And my brother told me about, obviously, I saw him doing so well over here at Lexington, and I was going to wait even longer before I started, and I was like, why not just start now? And I'm so glad that I started when I did.
Yeah,
Yeah,
of course. We're so happy you started, too.
Thanks. You guys are great.
You've been
I love
such
working
just
with you
like
guys.
a light in the office. We're so happy to have you.
Thank you. Same to you guys.
Oh, sweet.
Casey, how did you start here?
I got tired of working retail. I'm tired of, like, the people, you know, they're nasty. At least here, like, people want to be here, and, like, you know, it's nice. Even, like, the clients that we deal with are, like, really happy, and, you know, they want to go there. Unlike, you know, if you're working at CVS, you got this old crotchety woman, you know, I need my prescription, and, like, nasty. So, like, at least you're working with a lot of friendly people here, and that's really refreshing.
Yeah.
You know, because the world needs more happiness
It
and,
does.
like,
It really
nice
does.
people.
Agreed. Retail can probably be so tough, especially around like certain times of the year.
Oh,
I'm sure it's
yeah.
mentally
Yeah.
taxing.
Holidays.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Dealing with the public face to face is just a different type of job.
Yeah. I don't know how people, like, talk to others like that, you know, like, everybody's human, and, you know, we gotta, we're all breathing the same
just
air,
respect
so
It's
people
true.
be nice.
Yeah, be nice, respect
Absolutely.
everyone.
It's all about mindset.
Yeah,
Yep.
Absolutely.
Especially with older people, I feel like you either grow up and you're the happiest person in life, or you're the most miserable person in life. And I feel like it's all by the way that you thought your whole life, and it just leads up to that ultimate.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
agreed.
Yeah.
The vibes.
Exactly.
Nicolette?
So, I mean, my CEO, our CEO, Frankie of the company, he is my brother. So when he started the company, he asked if I wanted to join along, and of course I said yes because I thought it was the most amazing opportunity someone's ever brought to me. Before that, I was just going to school at the time, getting my bachelor's degree, just waitressing at different restaurants around my town just to get extra cash. I didn't really have a set idea what I wanted to really do yet when Frankie brought this idea to me, and the few people who started from the beginning, which were Ryan, Corey, Frankie, of course, and this one other kid who's no longer with us. I mean, how could you say no to an opportunity like that? You know, you're being promised the world, you know. Yeah, that's how it started.
Awesome.
So, what about you, Jess?
Cool. So I've been in the food service industry for 16 years now. I
Wow.
started catering with my mother when I was 14 years old. And from then I worked at a pizzeria, very Long Island-esque. I was a
New
counter girl
Yorker.
there. And
Best
then
pizza in the world.
Sarah's Pizza is real good. But after that, I went and worked at the Cheesecake Factory for 12 full years. I went through every portion of that restaurant. I was a manager there, and then I decided I no longer liked the food industry. And my brother, who is the partner, head of partner relations, started working here prior to me wanting to leave the restaurant. And he's like, I have the best opportunity for you. And I was too scared. I was just worried. I was like, I can't jump in yet, you know. I was like, you go test the waters and then we'll see how it all works out. And after some time of him being here, I was like, I want to work for that company. I really want to work for that company. And I sat with Nicolette. I wanted to be an underwriter for some time. And unfortunately, it wasn't in the works then, but I started as a sales lady for a little bit. But unfortunately, that just wasn't the spot for me. And I found my home in processing with Nicolette. So it's awesome to be able to work here with my friends and also my family, and now this new family that I found.
We love you.
And how did you get started here, Taylor?
Well, I've known Nicolette and Frankie for a while now. I've been around for a lot of the businesses that our CEO opened, I did make a couple flyers for them. So I've always been in like the marketing, helping out in that way. And then when I graduated school, the role was opened up and I was able to join the team, and it was honestly the greatest thing ever because I love my job. I love working with you guys, and yeah, you guys make it great every day. So
Aw, we love having you.
You are the best. Just look at the LinkedIn.
It's true.
That's awesome.
Ladies. Just went silent for a minute. But I want to hear, what are some of our
Tools and resources that we use to complete our jobs, and the things that we draw on in order to, get through every single day. Lena, what is it that you do to increase your sales potential?
So my number one resources is definitely the people around me that have been doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Like my brother, all the top people, John Saz, Marty, Christian, like just being able to go off of their minds and ask them questions, any situation that I have, and just being able to learn from the situations that I'm in, like on the call. Like I feel like just after being here for some time, like just constantly doing the same thing over and over again, like you automatically just kind of like learn what like the right things to say. And definitely just being able to look at other salespeople in the industry, like watching a lot of YouTube videos, that definitely helps me. And I think it has a lot to do with mindset. So like a big tool for me is just keeping positive and just always believing in myself and knowing that I will never give up no matter what. Like that's just never been an option for me, and it never will be.
You have a favorite book that you draw on, like occasionally to, inspire you to keep going. What was that?
Yeah, so in one of my classes, actually the communication class I was talking about before, there was a presentation that we all had to do. It was like a 10-minute presentation on something that like an aha moment that like opened up your eyes to something. And one of the kids in the class did a presentation on The Secret. It's a movie, and I watched this movie and it completely changed my whole, like my life has not been the same since I watched the movie.
Sweet.
It's all about like the law of attraction, and like if you think positive and act in like positive ways, like more good things will come to you. And my life has just been completely different since that.
Awesome.
I started reading like a lot of books on like positive thinking and like your mental and like your mind and all stuff like that. Another favorite book of mine is The Untethered Soul. It's all about like your mind and not always listening to what the mind says, because like you can't, like 1 second your mind will tell you one thing and then the next second it's saying something different. So you just have to be disciplined and control like what you do and what your mind thinks. So that's definitely my number one thing that keeps.
So you say like a strong mental state is what's really driving you to success right now?
100%. You cannot be weak in sales.
You cannot.
No weakling.
No one can beat Lena in sales. She's a lady dog.
Lena's our lady dog.
So inspirational. If anyone wants to learn how to do sales from a lady, contact Lena.
Casey?
I definitely have learned a lot from the guys in the bank room. Shout out Los and Tom. But yeah, I mean, just like learning from what they have done. They were great teachers. Watching the podcasts, the webinars, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Definitely helps brush up on even more that you can deal with.
Absolutely.
And yeah.
Yeah, I think the webinars, the podcasts, I think they're awesome, of course.
Tune in.
Very
webinars.
Tune in. But I mean, I think they're very informative. I mean, I know when Frankie does new hiring sprees for the sales guys, the first thing he tells them, go watch our podcasts, our webinars. You need to learn about the industry. That's how you're going to learn and get the most knowledge. I mean, it's great, honestly. I'd say, another tool that we use besides obviously our webinars, our podcasts, reading, like Lena mentioned, is huge. Every month the sales team is assigned a book to read, either about like the mental, like positive thinking, like Lena was going into before, or even about sales in general, just how to become a better sales guy, sales manager.
Another thing is definitely the morning
Sales
meetings.
lady.
Sales lady.
The way we start our day every day, like there's no way you're
Absolutely.
starting your day on a bad note. Like you were starting your day fired up, ready to go every day.
Ready to
And we
go.
have our meetings like that the salespeople do every morning when like we do like either rebuttals, like we practice that, or we'll listen to like the top guys' calls, so like you could hear how they deal with calls.
Yeah.
And those meetings definitely are very helpful.
true.
Being a new salesperson.
Yeah, we even have meetings just learning about certain industries. I mean, we're not like up to date on, the ins and outs of restaurants, of a construction business. The only way you're going to learn is to really just take a deep dive into it, What are professionals in that field saying?
Yep.
So I think that's huge, a big resource that we've all used. I mean, obviously social media is a huge resource in itself. That's where you get all, your webinars, your podcasts, your learning, reading online from.
Yeah.
So that's huge for us.
I mean, our marketing team also makes weekly newsletters that are so informative, and they just really keep you up to date on like the newest news and things that people are talking about in finance today, or in the recent future, past.
Now.
Excuse me. The recent future, the future.
Definitely.
Yes, great stuff. But I want to hear from you ladies, some of our top influential women of 2024. I mean, I know there's not a lot of women in this industry specifically maybe for idols, but just women in general who maybe are idols or influential to us personally. I just want to hear about it. Lena, let's start off. Who do you got?
My number one person, I would say, besides like the ladies in my family, obviously, this lady Louise. I don't know how to say her name.
Louise.
Sorry, I can't say her name. She wrote a few books of their like mindset books about how like your mental health and your physical health are related, and if you think like it sounds crazy, but I 100% believe it. It's just about like it's called metaphysical causations. Like if you think that you're gonna get sick, like you're gonna end up getting sick. And she makes a good point about how like when we're younger, when we're babies, like we'll ask for what we want, and like we're not scared to ask for what we want. And then as you get older, like you go through things in life, and like your surroundings and your environment like changes the way you think, and you settle for less, and you don't like ask for what you want as much as you get older. And she just says that like the way you think is what you're going to see in your life. Like if you're going to think small and like you are going to get sick all the time and all of these different things, that's what you're going to experience in your life. But if you change that around and think differently, like you're going to have different experiences. And I used to get sick all the time. Like I would be on the couch 24/7. Well, not 24/7, that's a little dramatic, but
We got
a lot of times
dramatic.
I used to have like really bad asthma. I would have to use like an inhaler or nebulizer. Like I would always be in the nurse's office with a mask over my face all the time, getting sick. And then after reading this, I tell myself every morning, like at least I think it now. I used to tell myself I'm healthy and my body goes back to its natural health, and I don't get sick anymore. Like I literally, it'll be a thought for a second and then it's gone. I'm like, I'm not sick, I'm fine, and I have not gotten sick in so long, and I truly think that's why.
I'll definitely believe you.
Mental
Conviction.
Exactly.
There you go.
Casey, any influential woman in your life? Could be close to you, famous. Let's hear it. Anybody in your life?
I mean, by the look of me, I think you would know that I am going to pick a rock star.
Of course.
Love it.
Ashley Costello. She's like this beautiful gothic woman, and she's just like killing it. She sounds like a man, and like it's sick that she could get those types of sounds out of her.
Love
and
it.
like in like the metal industry, like there's not really a lot of women vocalists, so like hearing like a woman do that is just really inspiring.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows, maybe I'll get there one day.
Definitely.
Yeah, girl.
Is that something you're
anything.
interested in? You
Hell
wanna be a
no,
rock
but
star?
I like the music.
We could be in your band.
Yeah,
Yeah, we
exactly.
could start a girl band.
Raina could be
Lex
the
Ladies
screamo in the
band.
background. Test it out.
You would
Lena.
be screaming.
Nicolette,
love
who
it.
is your influential woman?
My number one influential woman, it has to be my mom.
Aww.
I know, cliche, I know, mother, but it's true, it's true. My mom, she's the most amazing woman in the world, honestly. To start, she loves me, obviously, unconditionally, more than anyone. She's just so dedicated to her family. She works so hard. I've just never seen, like, honestly, a woman just work so hard for her family, do everything for her family, the people that she loves. She's great. I love her with my whole heart, and she's my best friend.
Sweet.
I really look up to her. I want to be her when I'm older.
Sweet.
So everything she does, I want to be. She's so strong.
Well,
Jess, let's hear
you're
it.
literally following in her footsteps, Nicolette.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mine is going to seem a little superficial after that one. I picked Mackenzie Scott just off the top of my head. That's Jeff Bezos' ex-wife.
Let's hear it.
She divorced that man, took half his money, and then donated to philanthropic things, which is so wonderful. I had a better word lined up. Philanthropic
stuff.
pathways. So I thought that was
Research.
awesome that even though you became the richest woman in the drop of a hat, you decided to put that money to something more meaningful and probably helped a lot of people along the way.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Absolutely. Instead of keeping it for herself.
Exactly, which I might have done. No, I'm kidding. No, but she got like $640 million, so that's a lot of money.
Crazy.
And I believe she gave up like more than half of it already. So we'll see what that money goes toward. But it's awesome to see women making a difference in today's modern society. Like now they have the voices and the monetary value to do so.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Girls run the world.
We do.
We do.
Ask Beyonce, right?
How did everyone get into this world from a woman?
Yep.
And a man, but
Half.
out of the
More work, yeah.
How about you, Taylor?
I am going to pick Michelle Perkins. She is the creator of Canva. It is a great marketing tool for anybody in the marketing realm. She had started and created this idea and pitched it to multiple companies over and over again, and everyone kept telling her, this is terrible, nobody's going to use this. But she didn't give up. She kept pushing, and now she has a $3.2 billion company, and it's used by so many people, so many big companies. So it's just really, that's a really cool story, really inspiring that, like, she didn't give up. She just kept going at something she believed in. So
Absolutely. And Canva, I feel like it's so awesome. Like even just, I created like a background on my phone with a bunch of little pictures all over, and like it's just such a cool tool. Like before that,
Yes.
that nothing was like that.
Yeah.
Like, there was no way to do something like that. Definitely awesome.
So, Lena, what's your favorite part of your position here?
Well, it's hard to pinpoint one point because I really just love all of it. Like it doesn't feel like I'm coming to work every day. Like it feels like I'm coming to hang out with friends and like make a lot of money in the meantime.
Yeah.
Aw.
And it's not like any other job that's out there. Like most jobs that, like you get a certain amount of, you get your salary and like that's all you get, and you have no like urge to want to do better or to learn more.
Yeah.
And like a sales job, there's no ceiling. Like you just keep going and going and getting better and better, and like there's never a time that there's not something that you could learn. So like that's my favorite thing about it, that I've always loved just improving myself and like
Yeah.
just learning new things. So it's definitely
And having so many experts, around us to teach us, and everyone takes like such good care of the newer people here, just explaining processes and explaining literally any question that you have. You could go up to anyone at any time and ask them a question, and they will never talk down to you. They'll be more than happy to share their experience with you or their knowledge, especially Nicolette. One of the most knowledgeable people, I have to say. We were talking about resources that we used earlier, and I have to say Nicolette is one of my main resources. I ask her 1,000 questions a day, 1,001 questions a day. But she's also the most organized girl, so she has made it so easy for me. So much information, just compiled it into one little spot for me to really work through and see how my brain can process it all. So it's for the back end, it's a lot of information, a lot of preciseness, and also a lot of organization. So I have to say Nicolette is really instilling some organizational skills in me that I might not have had prior to this job, which is not extremely different from the restaurant business, but if you mix up an order, you can like smooth it over real easy with the guests there. But if you like mix up something potentially important here, it might not be so easy. So she's made it very, very clear that, not clear, but like important to do everything correctly and make sure you're putting your best foot forward every time that you're coming to work, like making sure you're doing the right thing every single day, and just like having the best outcome for all of these clients that we're working really hard to get funding for, essentially.
Absolutely. Casey, I want to know how it feels being the sole woman in the bank room.
I love it. Come on. It's
What are the
great.
secrets in
Yeah.
there?
No,
I
we
know
all
there's
have-
some secrets in that room. I'm kidding.
We all have such a great time, like we laugh and joke. I'm one of the boys, so I know I'm a woman, but at the end of the day, like, I get to joke around with them like they're like my big brothers, you know what I mean?
Sweet.
So it's a lot of fun.
That's really sweet.
Yeah.
I can attest to that. I'm right next door, and she holds her own in that room. She can take on the boys.
You need someone who can, can hold it down in there.
Some feminine energy,
Come on, we gotta get that rock star energy.
Yes,
out
we
there.
need that.
What about you? How's it over there in your?
I love it. I mean, I thought everything Jess was said was very sweet. But I mean, just going off of like instilling all this in like her head and like our teammates' heads. We have one other teammate in our processor department
We're a
right
small
now.
team of 3.
Yeah, but I mean, I just think that's so important, just instilling, just like the right thing to do every day.
Absolutely.
The process, how the Lexington way, you can call it. I'm sure, every brokerage lender has their own way of going about things, but I mean, we've built this up from the start since day one. I've built this processing team up, so I obviously know how it's run, the correct way, and that's how I'm teaching everyone to run it the correct way. So.
You guys are the real dogs.
Yeah.
You are. How you guys.
We love you.
We're the quiet
As
ones
soon
in
as
the
you get that-
background. We're the quiet ones in the background.
We're in the back.
typing away.
No, absolutely. As soon as you submit the file, 3 seconds later, you hear them saying, like, did you upload that in Heron yet? Like, they're on
Did you
it
get
right
that? Did you
away.
do that?
Well, I have to say that's because Nicolette, we have such a streamlined process that Nicolette has created for us. So it's like we know exactly what our roles are and get it done efficiently, and then we all talk about it, which is the best part, I think, of each file is we all get to talk about how to make the file look the best and how to get our client the best option here. So that's what's awesome about that.
Yeah.
AKA lady dogs.
Yeah, lady dogs.
Thankfully, though.
But it's honestly the best job I've ever had. It's really cool, calm, and collected, and everyone is so nice and just so welcoming. When I first started working here, I felt like I literally stepped into an additional family. Like,
Absolutely.
brothers upon brothers, and now sisters upon sisters. Like, it's just been nothing short of incredible.
Seriously,
I
I
couldn't be
remember
more
one
thankful.
call I had. Someone on the phone was like, "Oh, you're really in the dog pound with the guys," and Saz was like, "Does he want me to show him the dog pound? Put me on the phone." I was like, "Oh my lord!" And just how the guys like walk us out every night. Like, there's
Yeah.
never a time that any of the ladies are walking out by themselves. Like, I'll even tell them like, "No, I'm fine. Like, I got it," and they're like, "No, we're walking you out."
Yeah,
It's true.
against
They
the
take
will,
care of
but-
us, our guys.
Absolutely.
They really do.
Yeah.
Make
Show us
sure
what real gentlemen are
Yeah.
like, to be honest. We have a lot of younger men here that are just being formed into gentlemen that I would be happy to see my nieces, daughters, or, whoever, women in my life be surrounded by. Like, this is a wonderful group of men and women that I just couldn't talk more good about.
100%. What do you guys think some benefits are to working here as a woman?
I think some benefits to working at Lexington as a woman. I mean, we did talk briefly about it before, but I mean, the way we get treated, obviously, the boys take care of us here. Like Lena mentioned, nobody's ever walking us out alone. We're being fed. Somebody's paying for lunch every day, which is just so sweet. I mean, they're just young gentlemen, so they're treating us, the way we really should be treated. I think that's huge. I hear, unfortunately, a lot of women, not in this industry specifically, maybe more like restaurant industries, other office industries, whatever the case is, just a lot of stuff going on where, women are being mistreated inappropriately, being harassed, whatever the case is, they're just being mistreated in the workforce. And that just would never happen here. It's not the morals that our CEO has instilled in anybody. I think that's huge, obviously, just the way that we're treated here as women in the workforce. We're made important. We're shown off. We're clapped for just as much as the guys are. And I think that's huge because in most industries in the workforce, not a lot of women are really getting the recognition that they deserve for all the hard work that they do.
Absolutely. And I also feel like a lot of jobs in other companies, like you don't feel like you're believed in as much, and like
Absolutely.
based off of what like you just said, here like you are believed in just as much as anyone else. Like they know that like you could be just as good as anyone else and as much as just as good as the guys.
If not
and it's
more
just-
sometimes. They're like, you're going to
Yeah, look out, brother. I'm coming
Just
for
know
your
if
neck.
you're having a bad day, you have
Yeah.
30 other people rooting you on, cheering you on,
Absolutely.
making sure you're going to have the best day.
For me personally, one of the best things I found about Lexington was they gave me a chance in a different industry that I had not previously dipped my toe into, and they welcomed me with open arms and they trained me and they were so nice and caring to me, and it's just like a great option. I never graduated college. I didn't go far in school, and now I feel like I have an entirely new outlook on life just from working here, to be honest with you. Like you said, Lena, they believe in you from the moment you step your toe in here and you say, I am a Lexingtonite 100%. They really, really just like put all of it into you, hoping that you'll give it back. And I found that since I've really dedicated myself to Lexington, my life has gotten so much better, and my knowledge of the finance industry is immense now, like bigger than I ever thought it would be. So it's awesome being able to have a second chance to just start over, get out of the restaurant industry, and just have such support, to be honest. Like all of it, it's just like cataclysm, I guess, of a perfect environment, you know, like everything has been so much better since working here. I just feel like there is light at the end of the tunnel, you know, like there's so much opportunities here. We don't even know essentially where this business is right now, so we could go so far, and us 5 ladies could be sitting in way different chairs in a couple of years, you know.
Absolutely.
Which never would have been possible for someone like me prior, just working in the restaurant industry for 16 plus years, thinking that, you know, without a degree that was the only thing I could do. But Frankie and the team here gave me another chance, and it's been awesome, and I have never regretted it a second since I started.
There are so many jobs nowadays that, like, not to sound, I don't know, but a lot of women, it's hard to get a good job without having a degree.
Absolutely.
Like, a lot of people have that issue. And the fact that over here at Lexington, like, you don't have to worry about that. Like, you're accepted at the way you are, and everyone will just push you to be better and better because they actually care about you. Like, a lot of companies don't actually care about you. Like, you're just there to do your job, and that's
another
it.
number on the wall.
Yeah.
Is what you are.
Especially in my specific position, when I knew I wanted to work for Lexington, but the first seat I had, it just didn't fit me, and everyone here was so accommodating and let me find another home in this office, and I'm so thankful for that. But it's just like, you can try things out and you can learn, and you can just let your guard down kind of and be yourself with the people that you're working with and be honest with them and be like, maybe this isn't working, you know, like maybe there's something else that I could work on. Is there like any other facets of this business that you might need help with? And from the time that I started till now, the company has expanded so much that there's literally no telling where women will be in this company in the future.
It's true.
Nicolette, if you could, because I know I used to come in just to visit the old office before this office when my brother worked there, and it was just such a different vibe than how it, not a different vibe. Like, I knew from the second I walked into that office that the energy was crazy.
Off the
How do you feel like coming into this new office? And
I mean, I can't tell you how grateful I am for this new office. First of all, I'm so grateful. The environment here is absolutely amazing. Our first shop, I'm sure, I mean, of course, some of our lenders have visited there, so some of you know. Of course, a handful of you don't know where we used to work. It was just a little shop in the back of, like, an auto transmission shop. We had, like, the front half, they had the back half. So, I mean, transferring, you know, to that little shop to this huge office where we are now, where I'm surrounded by other women in the industry, I mean, it's just amazing. The vibe is completely different. I can assure you that. And it's just way better. I mean, I started off with just myself and 3 other guys, built our way up, you know, more guys. Eventually we had a few women come in, and here we are. I mean,
Lex Ladies.
Yeah, the Lex Ladies.
We made it.
I love it. I can't tell you, like, how just, like, amazed I am to really just see the growth, honestly, from, like, day one from the company to here we are now, and like Jess said, like, to where we're gonna go in the future.
Yep.
I mean,
Ain't no telling.
the sky is not even the sky's the limit. There really is no limit to where Lexington's going to be. We always say, you know, Lex to the moon, Lex to the moon. But Lex is going past the moon. I promise you, we will go right past the moon.
absolutely.
But it's just been amazing. I mean, you said, you know, you've come in and see the old office. What do you think, you know?
It's definitely, from the first time I walked into the new office, I was like, wow. Like, I always knew, and, like, I've always believed in Lexington, like, where it was going to go. But once seeing, like, the new office, I was like, wow, like, it's
hard.
really happening.
For some, it was hard to see in the old office.
No, absolutely.
How far we could really go. But
Absolutely.
now here, I think everyone really sees our potential, the growth, obviously.
Absolutely.
You see it from, if you saw our old shop to this office, you know the growth of where our company was at, starting with 5 to now over 30 people in our company. that's amazing. I mean, Taylor, you were at the old office. You saw it a little bit. What are your thoughts?
I'm
What do
just
you
so
think?
thankful that Nicolette doesn't have to share a bathroom with all of those
Me too.
men, because that was your
Me
trooper
too.
for that one.
Yeah, so for anyone who doesn't know,
so much worse.
I shared one bathroom with probably like 20 men at one point.
Yeah.
That was probably
The worst in a hot,
one of the
sweaty-
worst
There's a
times.
shop,
One of the
nothing
worst
going on,
but
they're
best
pushing
times of
up.
my life, I have to tell you.
I do
It was
have to
crazy.
say, one time I went there was a note on the door that said, "Please clean your pubes."
Yeah, it was gross.
It looked like it could have been Nicolette's handwriting.
Oh my gosh, so it was rough to say the least.
Oh, for sure.
So they've
We
all
now
grown
have
up
a
since then.
beautiful office.
Yes.
We now have no pubes.
No pubes.
We have our own
Thank
beautiful
you.
bathroom.
We have a women's bathroom separate from
That's
the
so
men's.
nice.
The best part, we have a walk-in.
with a whole mirror.
We have a whole
Whole
lobby
makeup
before you
vanity.
get to the women's bathroom.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing.
Meanwhile, the 30 dudes are piling into the one-stall babe room.
It's great. It's what we deserve as women, honestly. We deserve the lobby. I love it. It's great.
And someone texting in the chat before work, and someone grabbed the Febreze.
Don't miss those days. I will tell you that.
You're a trooper, Nicolette.
Thank you.
Definitely.
So Jess, tell us one way. How can women get into finance?
Well, one surefire way that I know of that women can get into finance is called Frankie D. Called Frankie D. Antonio, CEO of Lexington Capital Holdings. You got to be a hard worker and really be all in, and then we might take you on.
We might. What are some other ways? Lena, Casey, how can women get into the finance industry?
I'd say a lot. It really does have to do with like a degree a lot of times, unless you. I really think that you mostly need like a degree.
Unless you're in our space, yeah.
Yeah. Unless you have like years of experience, like that's the hard thing. Like after you get out of college, like you either need 10 years of experience in the industry or the degree. So like unless you started from like when you were young and you had like a connect at like a company to bring you like in, that's really the only other way I know of.
Well, Taylor, do you think that using social media or marketing can help you delve into the financial aspects of, the internet, getting to know people that you wouldn't get into contact with in person, like networking?
Oh, absolutely. LinkedIn is definitely a huge tool. If you're looking to get into the finance industry, I would absolutely research some companies. Go on LinkedIn, find people who work for that company, maybe a recruiter, just somebody in there, shoot them a message, say, hey, I'm interested in this field. Is there anything that I can do? Absolutely. I think social media is definitely a huge tool that you can absolutely use to your advantage if you want. Not even in the finance industry, in any industry, definitely use it to your advantage.
Make
for
some
sure.
decent connections.
Yeah,
Even if you
absolutely.
can't be in the networking in person,
Yeah.
it's probably influential to follow up, as Lena would know, making your face apparent, following up over and over again, just
So they can
letting
never
them know.
forget you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. They can
Exact-
never
yep.
forget you. Or I missed your voice. That's Lena's.
I love that.
Lena's
Every single call when I
trademark.
follow people, I missed your voice.
Love it.
They laugh every time. Or I'll even tell them I love them. And they're going to remember me. I'll be like, love you. Have a good day. Like I'm talking to my
I
family
said
member.
that to a dude walking out of Cafe Micho. I'm like, Lena said that. Love you.
It's great.
This was great, everyone. So I just want to wrap it up now. Thank you so much, everyone, for
everyone.
coming.
Let's
And-
go.
There's one thing that we're not missing, all right? This is the guys thing. Get up, everybody.
Oh, you're
A
kicking us
one,
out?
a two, a skibbly diddly do. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets ran